Welcome. Today we begin a journey, not to a destination on a map, but to a place within yourself. It is the search for what the text Mastery calls your life's task. The great writer Johann Wolfgang von Goethe once wrote, "The misery that oppresses you lies not in your profession, but in yourself." What man in the world would not find his situation intolerable if he chooses a craft, an art, indeed any form of life, without experiencing an inner calling? This inner calling is our subject. It's not a simple or easy path. It requires strategy because many obstacles will appear: the voices of others, false starts, the weight of the past. Over our sessions, we will explore 5 strategies to navigate these obstacles and find that which you were born to do.
Dr. Thorne, I feel completely lost. I'm studying business because my parents say it's practical, but I hate it. It feels empty. This inner calling you mentioned, I don't think I have one.
Most people feel that way, Liam, because they've lost touch with their origins. The first strategy is to return to them. Think back. When you were a child, what fascinated you? Not what you were told to like, but what truly captured you. For Albert Einstein, it was a compass his father gave him. The invisible force moving the needle sparked a lifelong obsession with the hidden forces of the universe.
An object? I don't know. I had a lot of action figures, I guess.
What did you do with them? Did you just play? Or did you do something else? For director Ingmar Bergman, it was a toy cinematograph. The magic of bringing images to life became his obsession. For Marie Curie, it was staring at her father's laboratory instruments, imagining experiments. These are what the text calls primal inclinations. They are visceral, not verbal. They are signals from your core, uninfected by the desires of others.
I didn't just play with the figures. I built these huge, elaborate worlds for them out of cardboard boxes and junk. I wrote stories for them, entire sagas. I'd spend whole weekends in my room just creating.
And how did that feel, that act of creation?
It felt powerful, like I was in control of something important, like I was bringing something to life.
That feeling, Liam, that is the signal. You have nothing to create. You merely need to dig and refine what has been buried inside of you all along. Don't dismiss that feeling. It's the starting point of your path.
My problem isn't a lack of interest, Dr. Thorne. It's too much. I love my neuroscience program, but I also code. I'm learning digital art. I'm fascinated by robotics. If I choose one, I feel like I'm sacrificing all the other parts of me. It's paralyzing.
A common and excellent problem to have, Chloe. This brings us to our second strategy: occupy the perfect niche. Think of the career world as an ecosystem. Crowded fields are brutal, full of competition for the same resources. The goal is to find or create a niche you can dominate.
But how? Everything feels so specialized.
There are 2 paths. The first is the Ramachandran Path. He was a scientist who started broadly in medicine, then narrowed his focus to visual neuroscience, and then narrowed it again to neurological anomalies like phantom limbs. He carved out a tiny, unoccupied niche that perfectly fit his unique interest in the strange and anomalous.
So go deeper and deeper into one thing?
That's one way. But for you, the second path might be more fitting, the Matsuoka Path. Yoki Matsuoka loved both sports and science. She mastered robotics, then added neuroscience, then other fields. She didn't narrow, she combined. She created a completely new field she called neurobotics, designing robots with simulated human neurology. She forged a field that was uniquely her own, allowing her to combine all her interests.
Neurobotics. So I don't have to choose between neuroscience and robotics and art. I could combine them, create prosthetic limbs that are not just functional but beautiful, or design brain-computer interfaces for artists?
Exactly. You connect your skills. You create a field that doesn't exist yet, a niche that is uniquely your own. This gives you the ultimate position of power, the ability to freely combine all of your interests.
I did what you said. I remembered that feeling of creating worlds. I think that's my thing. Video game design, maybe. Narrative design. But my dad, he's paying for my business degree. He'd call it a waste of time. I'm on this path for him, for the money and security he wants for me. It feels false.
You've identified it perfectly. The third strategy is to avoid the false path. A false path is one chosen for the wrong reasons: money, fame, or most often, the approval of others. Your work suffers, and you feel an emptiness inside.
So what do I do? Just drop out? It would destroy him.
Consider Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. His father, Leopold, controlled his life, forcing him to perform as a child prodigy and compose conventional music for money. But Wolfgang's true calling wasn't just music, it was opera. He yearned to compose great theater. He realized his father was an obstacle, perhaps even jealous, and was stifling his genius.
What did he do?
In 1781, he made the fateful decision to stay in Vienna, effectively abandoning his father and the life laid out for him. The rift was permanent and painful, but freed from that constraint, he composed at a furious pace, producing his greatest masterpieces. The strategy is to actively rebel. The text says, if it is the father figure, the Leopold Mozart, that is blocking your path, you must slay him and clear the way. This slaying is metaphorical, of course. It's about establishing your own identity, independent of your parents.
Rebel. It feels so aggressive. But the thought of 4 more years of this, it's suffocating.
Let that feeling of rebellion fill you with energy and purpose. It is a healthy and necessary step in your development.
I used to have a path, Dr. Thorne. I was a journalist. I loved it. But the industry collapsed. I was laid off 2 years ago. Now I'm in corporate communications, writing press releases about quarterly earnings. I feel like my past self, the real me, is gone. I'm just obsolete.
Your situation calls for the fourth strategy. Let go of the past. You are not tied to a particular position or company. Your loyalty is to your life's task. The world changes, and you must adapt your task to the new circumstances.
Adapt how? All my skills are in an industry that's dying.
Look at Freddie Roach. He was groomed to be a boxing champion, but his career stalled. He couldn't win the big fights. His coach told him to retire. He was lost, his dreams shattered. He ended up back in the gym, unpaid, just helping a friend.
That sounds bleak.
It was. But then he discovered a new training technique using padded mitts. He realized he could adapt it, not just for punching practice, but to devise entire strategies in real time with the fighter. He let go of his past as a fighter and adapted his deep knowledge of boxing to become the greatest trainer of his generation. He didn't abandon his skills. He found a new way to apply them.
So I still have my skills. Investigating, interviewing, storytelling.
Precisely. The form has changed, but the essence of your task remains. How can you apply those skills in this new landscape? Could you do investigative podcasts, in-depth corporate storytelling for brands that need a narrative? Your eye must be on the future, not the past. Remember, your life's task is a living, breathing organism.
I understand what you're saying intellectually, Dr. Thorne, but the feeling, it's just despair. I feel like I failed, wasted years. I keep thinking about the money, the stability I need now. It feels like it's too late to start over.
This feeling is the critical signal. The fifth strategy is about finding your way back, and it is a life or death strategy. The pain you feel is a message. Buckminster Fuller knew this. He was a failed businessman. His company went bankrupt, he'd lost his investors' money, and he felt like a burden to his family. One night, he walked to the shore of Lake Michigan, intending to end his own life.
My God.
As he stood there, he heard a voice or felt a presence that told him, "You do not have the right to eliminate yourself. You do not belong to you. You belong to universe. Apply yourself to converting your experiences to the highest advantage of others." He realized his failures were just the world telling him he didn't belong in business. His path was elsewhere, in his strange, unique inventions.
He turned back.
Yes, he swore to listen only to his own inner voice, not the lure of money. He and his family lived frugally for years, but he followed his path, inventing the Dymaxion car and the geodesic dome, and eventually fame and fortune followed. The way back requires a sacrifice. You must let go of the need for immediate comfort and focus on the long-term path. Listen to the message of your frustration. It is a matter of life and death for your spirit.
All these stories are about people with clear childhood callings or great talents. I don't have that. I'm just aware of my limitations. I'm not a great speaker. I struggle with abstract math. I feel defined by what I can't do. The idea of a life's task feels alien.
Then you are a perfect candidate for the reversal strategy. It's for those who are made painfully aware of their deficiencies. The key is to ignore your weaknesses and resist the temptation to be like others. Instead, you direct yourself toward the small things you are good at.
What things?
I'm good at,
I don't know. Organizing my files? I'm very meticulous. And I like learning about systems, how things fit together.
excellent. Consider Temple Grandin. Diagnosed with autism, she struggled with language and social skills. Her future seemed limited. But she had an uncanny empathy for animals and a visual mind that was great for building things. She didn't dream of becoming a great scientist. She focused on what was right in front of her. What happened? She became obsessed with cattle squeeze chutes. To learn more, she had to develop research skills. This built her confidence. Step by step, she followed this peculiar interest, eventually teaching herself engineering and business to design more humane systems for ranches. Her deficiencies forced her to focus on her unique strengths. She carved out a career that no one else could have imagined.
So, my meticulousness, my interest in systems, I shouldn't see them as minor quirks?
You should see them as your center of strength. Concentrate on becoming proficient in skills related to them. This will build confidence, and from that base, you can expand. Like a lotus flower, your skills will expand outward from a center of strength and confidence. Do not envy the gifted. Your path requires a discipline that they often never learn.
So you see, the path is different for everyone. For some, it is a clear memory. For others, a niche to be carved. For some, it requires rebellion. For others, adaptation. For some, it is a return from the brink of despair. And for others, it is found in the very heart of what they lack. The journey is yours alone, but you are not without a guide. The guide is the calling itself. The psychologist James Hillman described it beautifully. Sooner or later, something seems to call us onto a particular path. A calling may be postponed, avoided, intermittently missed. It may also possess you completely. Whatever, eventually it will out. It makes its claim. Extraordinary people are not a different category. The workings of this engine in them are simply more transparent. Your task is to make that engine transparent in your own life. Listen for its call, and have the courage to answer.